or sweatpants with a print of a deer or a moose on it for $535.
Wow, shop around. You can't beat that deal. And like I said, if you buy a coat with a couple inside pockets, you might get a rock or two in there.
Perfect.
Maybe a couple of little straws are rolled up down. You don't know. 7:40 Grapevine with Don Cherry and Brian Williams coming up in a second. And Don Cherry will be our guest at 7:45. Very excited to speak with Don Cherry this morning, so hold on for that. -8 right now, high -3. Here's Kayla, here's Helena Volkov. Kayla, you're not allowed to do traffic.
And I'm not allowed to do sports.
No, you stay right there. You stay right there. Helena Volkov.
You
don't have to.
Heavy from approaching Highway 25, though, and then slow through at the sun.
Even though
Pretty average, pretty normal. I say. Westbound on the 401, average volume in the east. Nothing unusual.
It's like when you listen to a brand new album for the first time, and like take Paul James or top listen to someone's music. It's somebody new. It's like a new pair of sneakers. You got breaking in Dean Mundell. You got breaking in a little bit. But these
If you're coming in from the north, the 404, the 400, the 427, the 410, they're all building normally. Eastbound QEW Gardner combination haven't had any problems yet on those routes. Westbound Gardner slow from about Jarvis through to Bathurst, so that's getting pretty busy. At Dufferin and Steeles in the intersection, we've got a collision. Westbound Progress west of Midland, they've closed that down hydro wires. From the 680 News Traffic Center,
and there may be a couple classic cover songs coming later today. I got a Kid Rock special coming later today. Depending what today might happen, but it might happen today or tomorrow. But today's turning out to be a good day. And so it ran well last night. And I think sometime today or tomorrow I got Kid Rock special, got Carols. 2 weeks till the Juno Awards.
Trending now on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Will the Leafs shake things up some more on deadline day? The Raptors look to snap their losing streak against the Sixers. And Toronto FC's preseason has wrapped up. The team is well prepared and excited for their first loss on Saturday. It's all trending now on C1 Talent Company. Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
H&R Block's instant cashback allows you to simply walk in with your taxes and walk out with your money. Visit an H&R Block to get your refund today.
A broadcast tradition nationwide. The Great Line. Don Cherry and Brian Williams.
And as we celebrate 31 years on the air, Grapes NHL trade deadline time, you've got some great stories.
Well, I think the one that Saturday night when they had Vermette, that he got traded for Arizona, which is buried in the desert out there, and not making the playoffs for the next 100 years, he got traded to Chicago, who have a real good shot at the Stanley Cup, as everybody knows, and he had tears in his eyes. He really didn't want, and the dumb reporters really bought it. I mean, am I missing something here or what?
No, you're not missing a thing, and I've got another great Chicago trade story right after this.
Great Line is brought to you by Subaru Canada.
Welcome to Hockey Night in Scotland. Here's the whistle. Edinburgh, up by Aberdeen. McFinnigan to McDougall, to the other McDougall, to the other McDougall. Hold the phone, the McDougalls have gotten into a rammy. And he's been kilted. McDougall's been kilted. And the ice looks a wee bit cold.
Some things just make more sense in Canada, like a Subaru, symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive.
All right, before you talk about a couple of great trades, Jim Thompson, you mentioned Chicago. Connie Smythe traded Jim Thompson.
I think ever since when this Arizona trade was last week, when the Toronto Police, they started moving players. They moved Mike Cemetery, And some other off Nashville Folio, and I thought, like, okay, that's tip of the iceberg. And they trade David Clarkson to Columbus, and I know Braden Walker, but that I was just like, what? But the Angel trading deadline all morning today. I would be quite shocked or odd if El Castle do get traded or not. This is always one of my favorite days of the year. Angel trade deadline all morning long. Every year when the Angel trade deadline comes around, it's one of my favorite days of the year.
To the Norris family in Chicago for a racehorse.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why they traded him, if you want to know.
No, I don't.
He was like Ted Lindsay, Todd Sloan, and all those guys that tried to form the Players Association. And Conn Smythe, who I really liked, hated any unions, hated anything like that. You were getting rid of him. He's a bad apple. He was a steady, stay-at-home defenseman. He said, I'm getting rid of him, and he got rid of him for a horse.
All right, how about a couple of others?
Well, I could tell one about, I think the biggest shockers of all was Eddie Shore. I thought it was, he traded him to Syracuse, a player who I knew quite well, who needed 2 hockey nets, and he traded him to Syracuse for 2 hockey nets. Can you imagine, well, what did you get traded for, Jim? Well, I got traded for 2 hockey nets. But the best one of all is Eddie Shore. He got 2 guys, he traded for 2 guys, and they get off the plane, I should say get off the bus, and he came to Eddie Shore. Now everybody's terrified of Eddie Shore. Eddie Shore was always right in everything. So one guy's name was Billy Smith, I forget the other guy's name. So he walked up and he said,